Hey, Ahoy there. Today is quite a different video because I won't show you any code, and instead I will be discussing what's coming on the channel. Hey. um, so I wanted to talk about the series, the current series, the Stardust project. This one is going very well, far much better than what I was expecting at first, and I don't know where I'm going. I've surpassed the original planning I made for this series, so I'm pretty much winging it right now. I have a few plans for an achievement system, which is, you can think about it as a mission system, except that the missions are fixed. They're fixed. So it's achievements, really. They don't aim to provide any sort of resource, but more a sort of goal to work toward. So that's for this project. Expect the pace to go a little bit slower than what it was at first, because, well, again, I'm running out of planning, and, well, since I want it to be good rather than often, so yeah, that's pretty much it. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the planning of a new series, I guess, because I think I would like to have, I don't want to say a backup series, but another series to put my mind into when I run out of juice and inspiration about the Stardust project, which kind of happened recently. And so yeah, I would like to start a series in the line of how to make a game like fill in the blank. So, for instance, I would like to spend some time and energy creating the exact kind of series, of go-through series, where I will show you the coding on how to reproduce a game, but also maybe I will try to implement a little bit more of planning and deconstructing, right? So you have the game you're trying to reproduce and how exactly you deconstruct it so you can reconstruct it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I have a few contestants in mind to win the prize of which game is going to be presented in this series. Do you actually put an S at the end of series when it's singular? I don't know. I think so. Anyway, I have one game which I think could be the guy. I have a backup plan just in case. But otherwise, I would like eventually to have a few ideas from you guys about what you would like to see done for this series. Just know that I'm actually having my flaws as a game developer, as well as my, I don't want to say blind spot, but more like weak spots. You may have noticed and understood already, I'm not so good with making the game visual. Having sprites, having models, having animations, that's not really the kind of stuff I'm spending time on so much. So the kind of games where the main mechanic is all about moving stuff on the map, and which is pretty much every game really, that's not it. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying lean towards idle games, incremental games, or pretty much interface games, like RPG games, but on a more story-driven style, I guess. So, yeah. Yet you can still ask whatever you wish, because I've had few suggestions. Some are definitely way too complicated for me for now. Like, I remember something like, was it Warcraft? I think there was an RTS in the list, and that I think is too complicated. For example, I would love to be working on a Rimworld like project, which will get me to the third point. But again, I've never done it. I've only tried a few things here and there, and never really had a working project of that kind. So yeah, for the ideas that I had, I was thinking about recreating some very popular idle game or incremental game. We have Pocket Clicker, which is definitely one who brought many player in the huge thing that idle game are. Yeah, maybe if that is something that interests you, maybe I will give it a go. Or if you actually want to see something really different than idle games, which is definitely something which can happen, I'm not putting a huge no to it, but the consequence of this would be that it would come much more later. And actually, maybe on the second season rather than on the first season. So, yeah. Third point for today is the next expansion of Rimworld is going to be released really soon. So that is definitely gonna be taking a lot of space in my brain. So definitely a little bit of slowdown in content. So that's why I'm trying to find a new start, which the starts are usually when the energy is flowing the most. So maybe that could keep me awake enough, I could say, to withstand both having to exhaust the Rimworld hype and at the same time have the YouTube channel flowing. That will be released on the 11th of April. So yeah, that's one thing to consider. Hey, I'm actually being watched by a few ladies. I can't see what I'm pointing at the screen, but yeah, they're around me since that moment. Anyway, I don't think I have much to talk about. Yes, actually, fourth point, I'm also considering making more punctual videos, I think you could say like this. Because right now, all my content is just a huge series, and I've had a few comments. I mean, actually, it's one comment, I think, which was about using version control and Godot. And yeah, it was okay because it was on the first episode, but the problem of the series is that if you just want to get one item, one feature, it's not so good to have to follow along the entire series. So because of that, I think I might start at some point to make punctual videos about maybe game concepts and Godot related features. Probably. So yeah, I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. So the only thing I'd like to have your feedbacks on really is, would you be interested in a series how to make a game like, and what game would you like to see featured in this series, so I can try making it. Yes, actually, fifth point. I will probably making no, it doesn't exist. I will probably make a Discord server at some point where I will be sharing a little bit more of the current state of the projects for the channel, like what are the future plans for the series, what is the current state of the next episode, things like this. And also, if a new series like How to Make a Game Like is launched, there will be, well, crafting to do, because I will have to research and make prototypes and work on the project, and that is definitely something that you can be involved on in. So yeah, I think it could be interesting and cool, and also it could be a nice place for people having questions regarding the current series and the Stardust project, like how to, I don't know if you have any problems. Actually, it's 20 episodes already. Actually more, because we have the 0.1 episodes within, and I haven't had any question, any problem. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing, because either people are just not caring, which is fine, I guess, or they have no problem, which is very fine. But anyway, I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about, and yeah, that will be it for this unusual video, and I see you in the next one, which I can't tell I've recorded yet, because I thought, well, actually this one could be released before the episode 20 of the series. Well, there's an episode in the cooker if it's not released already. It's done, it's just waiting for last check. So anyway, thanks you for tuning in this little channel update. Why do I put H's when there's not? Anyway, and I'll see you in a next video. You're so noisy. I hope your munching crunching doesn't show on the video. Hein? Hey, attention.